are about to be live on the YouTube.
On the tube.
That
We're
YouTube.
about to live on the
Not
tube.
yet. Live on the tubes, guys.
Oh,
Live on Tubi.
and my nose would itch. Huh.
Oh God.
Mm,
Uh-oh.
I'm all good now.
Okay.
See anything?
Cool.
I'm good. No bats in a cave over here.
Oh my God. Are we ready to go? Here we go.
Yes.
All right. Hey girl, hey.
Hey, what's
Hey,
up, y'all?
What up, yo? What's going on with you? What's good with
Ain't
you?
same stuff, different day. Trying to
Ma'am,
make it.
y'all had 2 weeks off.
yeah.
You should be like
Wait,
everything.
Sean.
You had vacation. You was beat to the guards. Just girl. No, no, no. Coming back, you should be
Jerry.
exhausted. You should be
Jerry's the
exhausted.
one that had
I was
vacation.
I was
Right.
exhausted.
Did you?
I
Was you in a
was.
hot spot? Well, where were you at? Well,
I was in Myrtle Beach.
oh, that's hot.
But it
Right.
wasn't that crowded. It wasn't really crowded down there. It wasn't that crowded.
Oh,
Honestly, the beaches weren't crowded, the restaurants,
You know
everything was
why?
like,
yeah,
There's a
yeah,
reason.
yeah. If you go
yeah,
somewhere
right.
that is crowded, you better turn back around.
Yeah, it definitely wasn't, crowded, but it was great.
You be like,
Like
remember,
it
you
was
used to go to play.
quiet
You
for
be like, girl,
real.
it was so crowded. Everybody was there. Now you be like,
Everyone,
girl,
yeah.
it was so crowded. We turned
I gotta
around.
turn back
We,
around.
Turn
ooh.
right. I don't want to be in this spot right here. No, 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 no,
Everybody,
thanks.
everybody's gonna be eating in their car now. You're gonna see families all in there like,
That's a shame. We're definitely going to talk more about the coronavirus. If you're checking us right now, we are live on the YouTube, as
on the
LaShawn Tiffany
YouTube.
would say, on as she's touching up her nose.
I wasn't touching it up. I
That's
was
good.
trying to dig in it on the
Make sure
spot.
you didn't have any gremlins
Yeah,
hiding out.
little bats in a cave.
This is the this is
Little
the Hey
bats in
Girl
the
Hey
cave.
podcast on Urban Media today. I'm your radio chick Kiki Brown.
Oh, wait a minute. Hold on,
Yeah,
hold on.
she was like, I thought you froze for a minute.
No,
I
I
was
wasn't
like,
even froze. I was
you
looking
said,
at I was looking at something. And then, all right. And I am the chatter chick, LaShawn Tipton. I
I
was all
can't.
in it. I know. It's one of those days.
oh gosh. And I'm y'all
What's your name?
millennial chick, Jerry Tipton. Millennial. How
Again,
y'all
we are live
doing?
on we're live on the YouTube. If
On the
you
YouTube.
you're probably checking us out Saturday morning on Urban Media today. You can catch us every Saturday at 9:30 a.m. on Live 365 and tune in. This is the time when we catch up on some hot topics. And last week we took off because of basically because of the election. Just wanted to find out who we were going to end up with, but we still don't know. We kind of know. I mean, we
We
know,
know. We
Yeah.
but
know.
there's some
We
folks
know.
that don't want to
Don't want to
know.
accept it.
They
Yeah.
And
don't want to accept.
I think it's so disgraceful. I think it's so
It's
disgraceful.
disrespectful. It's so
It's so
embarrassing.
it makes our company look like our company. It makes our country look like a joke.
Yeah.
For
Yeah.
4 years it's been looking like that. And then for
Yeah.
him to do what he's doing, it's like, man, it's real like clown. Like I'm expecting for
It
him to
is.
get out of a car with like 15 other clowns, like, come on out.
And start
All of the clowns.
dancing. You know what
Come
I
on out.
mean? Like kicking
Yeah.
their feet up and stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
I- and
It's like
and
a
what's
Wow.
crazy? What's
cat.
crazy is everything is showing that all the counts were legit. There's
Everything.
no
Everything.
collusion. There's no collusion. No
Mm-mm.
collusion. As he used to say. But he stopped presidenting. Like he's
Yeah.
not even president anymore. He's just like
Yeah.
whatever.
He just does
I
not
don't
want to accept
care.
the fact that he
Yeah.
lost. And it's because he's so egotistical. He's
Hmm.
such of a narcissist, like
Mhm.
he's right all the time. Like there is no proof, even still, that those ballots, that people cheated. You know what I mean? Like,
Mhm.
and you could sue all you want, the proof is right there. The numbers are the proof, you know what I mean? And you lost. There's nothing
Yeah.
else to
Yeah.
say. You
I
know what
like
I
that
mean? Like
Biden is
we
just
lost.
setting up his cabinet. He's like, okay,
Yeah,
he'll be all right. So I'm gonna make you
he's
my chief
fine.
of staff, right? I'm gonna put you in charge. Da 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 da. I'm put you in charge. Da da da
Yeah.
da. He's just like, I got work to do because come January, what is it? January 21st.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm gonna need you
come
to
in.
either move to the basement, to the attic, or to the spare room because I'm coming in here. I
Yeah.
just think they next time he go outside, they just need to change the locks.
I
And
think he's going
and
to
they,
barricade himself in there, though. I mean, he's
I'm
that
but
kind.
not leaving. I'm
also
not leaving. I'm not leaving.
people,
No,
but
no,
but
no.
someone had asked, what would they do? Like, what would happen if he refused to leave? They're going to have to escort him out. You know, like
Yeah.
That is so
you have to.
embarrassing.
That's
That is so
embarrassing.
embarrassing.
Just
That is
take
so
your
But
stuff and leave.
embarrassing.
the
What's funny
crazy
to me
thing is
was,
that, go ahead, Jerry.
I was just going to say, it was fun. There was all types of memes the day of the like the day of the election up
The
until we
FBI had
found
him
out.
handcuffed and
Oh my God. The funniest one, some guy reposted. It was a friend of mine on my page, but it was a video of, I guess, the helicopter, I guess, the view. He was recording the day of the election, and there was a Penske truck outside, and they was like, "Oh, Melania know what it is. She
she
packing it up
moved out.
already."
Mhm.
Oh my
Yeah.
God, it was just so funny. Like that was the highlight of everything.
Here's the thing. I'm sorry, LaShawn. You wanted to say something. Go ahead.
I mean, I think his family would move out before him. I think his family has already left. I mean,
Except,
even his
yeah,
wife and Darren, I think they're gone. I think he's the
They
only one
never
in
even
there.
moved in.
Yeah, right. They were never
yeah.
there.
Remember,
Yeah,
he didn't
so
want to move in at first at the White
yeah.
Yeah.
House. He said, "I don't want to live there." Like, who are you?
I think the
Okay.
only people there are his cabinet of clowns. They the only ones there sitting there with no mask. Everybody getting corona, talk about it's okay. It's, it's
It's
okay.
not
I'm like,
okay. It is not okay. I'm immune to the virus. Like, who says that? Like, really? So
The thing is,
stupid.
for the American people, even people who voted for him and his position to neglect being president to a country that is currently in a pandemic is sad. People
Yeah.
are sick. People are still dying. People have lost loved ones, even during the first wave. And now the U.S. is, we're over 50 million people, and
yeah.
we're embracing for another
Yeah, the numbers
wave.
are spiking. It's not
The
going down.
numbers
Like
are, and he
this
just said
is
it was
the
going to go
worst.
away. He said it was going to go away. It did not go away. He got it, and he had super duper treatment and got rid of it, and that was it. Like you don't hear anything that he. It's sad that you are a grown ass man and this is how you're acting. You know
Right.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
Like a 4-year-old, literally a child.
yeah,
And
yeah.
that's childlike behavior. It's like I'm gonna take my blocks and go home. But the thing is that you're running a country, dude. I can
Yeah.
see
Hmm.
if he said, listen, this was all of this was you know, rigged. The whole election was rigged, but still and yet I'm president and I'm taking care of business while I'm here. He never said that. You know, he's
I'm
still like,
afraid.
Hmm.
no, it's rigged. It's rigged. But still, you see Corona, and he's never addressed the Corona
Nope.
virus since his whole
Still
since he's been
hasn't
it
still
happened.
doesn't have a healthcare plan. Yep.
Yeah,
Nothing,
has
Nothing.
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 He
And people are like,
he
this
just
is
wanted that
MAGA
title.
country. Yeah, this is MAGA
Yeah.
country. Yes, this is. Look at where we're at. This is MAGA
Yeah.
country.
Yeah.
Well, we talked about the coronavirus last show. Um, Biden his advisors. Biden's advisors are urging Americans to prepare for another 4 to 6 week lockdown in some states. I don't know if there's any word about Pennsylvania, but I do know that New York, they're starting their curfews on restaurants and bars and gyms. We didn't even have bars open. They had bars,
Oh
but they
yeah.
got bars. We didn't have bars. They had bars. We got gyms. We
Yeah.
got gyms
Right.
Yeah.
and
Right.
restaurants. And there's a vaccine on the way. Would you participate? Would you take the vaccine? Would you?
No. I'm too.
Um,
I'm
Just
too
get some
scared.
Robitussin
The,
and just
I'm
no, and
gonna
yeah,
rub
just
some Vicks on my chest.
put some in my
take
tea.
some
Put some
cold
holes in my tea.
medicine. Like, you'll be. I'm not. Because there's too
Give
many
me some
side effects,
whiskey
and
and put it in my
like,
tea. Let it out.
Yeah,
nah, I don't want to. No, like it's too. Mm-mm. It
I
ain't
don't
been
know.
around long enough. It's still fairly new. Who's to say it'll work? Like there's No, I just
Yeah, I want to see. Uh, yeah, it took me a minute to get like flu shots. And I know people that have died from the flu, and I'm not saying,
I have to get a flu
that
shot.
I'm
Yeah.
not, making
yeah, I do too. Matter of
making
fact, you
light
just remind
of
me.
making light of
Mhm.
COVID. I'm not. But,
Mhm.
I had a flu shot, a couple years ago. I got it because, my insurance be like, oh, every time you go to the drugstore, you want to get a flu shot. And, my insurance and
Hmm.
everything takes care of it. But
Right.
with this one right here, I'm gonna need some evidence. I'm gonna need
This
some
one right
key.
Yeah,
here.
This one right
This
here.
ain't the flu.
yeah.
I'm gonna need some
This one,
key
Flu, this ain't.
people to take it first. Like I
right.
want to see like Biden and Jill, the whole family,
Black folks
Kamala.
don't trust nothing. I swear, we don't
Mm-mm.
trust. Not we like,
No,
We
well, we
sure
got
don't.
reason to. We got reason. We've been experimental. We've been experiments for years. You know what I
Oh
mean?
yeah. All
So,
Take it
these.
back to
Oh
Tuskegee, girl.
yeah.
Take it
and we
back. Take it back
still
Absolutely.
to Tuskegee.
right? We still got babies dying at a higher rate than other babies. Like, so
Right.
Hmm.
it's a little difficult for us to really trust medical professionals. Um, like
Look,
so
Big
I
Mama
don't know.
said, put some Vicks on your chest, sweat
Put
it
some
out.
Vicks on your chest.
Some chicken noodle soup
Yes.
with some extra peppers.
Yeah.
Put some Robitussin, get some Robitussin, some Vicks,
Hmm.
and just get a
Yeah,
whole,
yeah.
let
I
that
had an
go
old
Sweat it
down.
friend of
out. Take
sweat it
have a
out.
little soup. Drink a little orange
Some
juice
tea,
and
put some
some
brandy in it or some
tea.
You got to
whiskey in
put
it.
that brandy in
Tea,
it.
There you go, and
and
Put
then
sweat
you'll
it
that
be
out.
good to
brand.
go.
Sweat it
There
out,
you
you
Yeah.
be
go.
all right. Put
Be
some
out of
Tussin
here.
on there, you be all right.
Put a little
Hmm.
airwax on it. I
Ew,
got a
what?
friend every time somebody has a pimple.
Earwax.
A friend of mine told me one time, he was like, you know what, you just take a little airwax and put it on a pimple. I said, oh, hold up, dude. Let me say this. Now you use a grown behind man. Like how much airwax you got? Like you ain't getting up in that air real good that you can dig out
Mm.
some and put it on a whole pimple. I'm feeling some kind of way about your hygiene right
Yeah.
now.
Oh, and that feel good too when you in your ear. You be like,
You like
Hmm. You feel
ah.
real good.
he did it.
Feel
He did it
nice.
Get
for
that
something
good
else. That's it.
or you get
So
that
since
little
I
itch
got
in the
something on my
morning.
hand, I'm just,
Oh,
Put a little
just
bit on that
I
little
start
pimple.
rolling and twitching.
Yeah, you get that real good itch in your ear. Then you start doing this with your throat. I don't know if
Hmm.
nobody had that, but I know a lot of people that do that. And I'd be like,
no,
oh,
it's real. That's real. That's real
you got
talk.
allergies?
That
What
is
you?
real.
Speaking of real talk, before we go to break, I know Jerry wanted to talk about her Good Housewives, former Desperate Housewives star Eva Longoria.
That's her
Listen,
friend. I love Eva.
Mm.
listen. So if you did not know, Eva Longoria made a comment that appeared as though, look at you sipping, that she was, it appeared as though she was erasing Black women while mentioning the Biden victory. And
Yeah.
to the U.S.
Hmm. Right.
Latinas are the real heroines of the 2020 election victory of Biden and Harris. And she made the statement, and clearly Black Twitter went in, sent the
Oh, they
Beyonce,
did.
they said the
Oh
Beyonce
yeah.
beat her, and then she said, "I was comparing Latinas to their male counterparts by my wording, but my wording was not clear, and I deeply regret that." Lisa Ray had made a comment. You know our good friend Lisa Ray.
Hi,
So if you
Lisa.
cocktails with Queens, her Claudia Jordan, my associate soror Vivica A. Fox, and soror Selena Johnson, they all talked about it. And Claudia said, well, Lisa Ray was at her defense saying, well, she's just, representing her clique. And I got that too. But Claudia was like, can we just have a moment?
Yeah.
Can we get hours? Can we just have, we can't have 5 minutes without somebody
Right.
coming in and throw something in the game. Like, can we just have, can I reclaim my time?
Right.
Please.
It's always something with, oh, the
I am
Latina this, or
sick.
oh, the this, that. I get it. You guys are minorities as well. But, a lot of the votes from that circle with this election came from African Americans. Look, Georgia turned blue because, like there were so
What
many
does it,
African American
okay, let
voters.
me ask you this. What does it
Uh-huh.
matter? What does it matter? The blacks and Latinas, both considered minorities. Why are
Right.
we picking
Right.
one against the other? Both turned the states blue. So what does it matter on who? Not you, but this whole argument. What does it matter if the blacks turn the blue or the Latinas turn the blue? It don't matter. You still got to take your ass to work on Monday.
Yeah, I
You know what
think
I'm
because
saying?
Yeah.
both
understand why this.
cultures are set cultures. You know what I mean? Like we're so tribal. Both of the cultures are
Yeah.
tribal, and so we're in a United States where we really don't. Neither one of us have a heritage here. You know, we're
Mm-hmm.
like we're implanted, but we're here. So
Yeah.
it's like my
Yeah.
set did this and my set did. We're so territorial. When
Mm-hmm.
it really doesn't make a it doesn't make a difference. The difference is that we voted and it made a difference then.
Yeah.
So
Right.
Together,
some
collectively.
things, yeah,
Yeah.
some things make a difference, but it's really not that serious. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not
Uh-huh.
that serious for us to go against each other. And I think when she made that statement, I really kind of feel like she was like, I got what she was saying. I understood she was feeling proud in that moment. And she
Mm-hmm.
wasn't thinking about what she said. I can see it now if she compared it to the male counterparts. But yeah, I mean, be proud. They made a difference, but a lot of them voted for him. They had
They
like
did. They sure
Latinas like
did.
for Trump, but they also had blacks for Trump. You know, I mean,
Yeah.
because Trump did point out that one African American at one of his
That
rallies.
one.
He said,
That
"Hey,
one.
there goes my African American right there." I was
Mm-hmm.
like, "Yo,
I'd be like,
dude,
"Oh, why'd you have to point me out?"
He was like
Like,
yeah,
this.
right, right." He
I'm like,
was waving.
"Hi."
I'm like, dude, don't be walking
Did
around
you see
thinking
the
that's a
meme when Trump
target.
said, "I want my damn stimulus check back"?
No, no. I did not see that.
See,
I
that's just
want
wild.
my stimulus check back.
Give me my damn check.
Well, bro, I don't have it, so
we
I
ain't
didn't.
gonna get that if they don't get this
I never
anything
got
passed.
one.
We ain't get. Oh, that's a shame, Kiki. Did you check up on that? Somebody got your stuff.
Yeah. They be like, "No comprende."
Oh man,
No.
Yeah, no
you gonna be
comprende.
paying taxes on that.
No English. Like what? Wait, where's?
They
Girl, you
All
better
said
right.
check
nope.
on. I don't
Speaking of
see how
that,
you be waiting around for your money, man.
uh,
I
I
be at the
mean, first of
IRS
all,
like
I did not
knocking on their
expect
door.
it. Well, I learned this way. You can't expect something that you really don't know. Like you didn't work. I didn't
Yes, you
expect it to
did.
come, so I can't. No, seriously. No, I know I worked for it, but it's just like it's a blessing. It'll be a blessing
Right.
regardless. It
Yeah,
came.
you can
Okay. If it
do like
don't,
some
I'm
people,
good.
get some new Jordans and get evicted. I'm like, did you just get evicted
Get
with your
new
new
Jordans and then
Jordans?
get
Yeah,
evicted.
fly on the
Mm-hmm.
curb.
Like,
Fly on the curb. And I hope they're real
Mm.
Jordans too. Mm.
yeah,
Right.
having
You know they be
having
flying now.
What are
barbecues.
those? All
Yeah,
right. So
having
What
barbecues and
are
fool
those?
everything.
me, fool me twice, maybe fool me four times. Shame on you. John Gray,
Mm-hmm.
Pastor John Gray. I met him a long time ago,
What
and he's
happened? I'm
funny.
sorry, I didn't
He's
know.
not telling no jokes this time. He's actually apologizing. We're gonna take a real quick break. We're gonna talk about Pastor John Gray,
Yes, we got to. We gotta
emotional
have that.
affairs,
Mm.
emotional affairs.
No.
Yes, Master Homie, he just But we'll talk about it. We're gonna take a quick break. It's the Hate Your Hate podcast on Urban Media today. Lord. It's the Hate Your Hate podcast on Urban Media
Hey,
today. So
What's up?
YourWeb.com is reporting Pastor John Gray, well-known pastor. He's been in some hot water these past couple of years. Just
Mm-hmm.
just right eye, left eye, just going all different types of ways. They so face
oh,
front. They all over here. They over here. They over here.
Mm-hmm. He's
And
just a
so
little, yeah.
recently, he's been in the news again for having emotional affairs with other women. He
Hey,
publicly apologized on Instagram because that's what we do. Publicly embarrassing his wife.
again,
yeah.
there's
According to
no
the
way.
blog
There's only so
website,
many times.
yeah,
Mm-mm.
Pastor
No.
Gray stated, this is his statement in part. I failed to uphold the holy standard of God in my marriage. I am sorry. Although you are the only woman I've ever slept with, emotional
What?
unfaithfulness is just emotional unfaithfulness is just wrong. Sin is sin. People want to minimize sin over another when it all can get you sent to hell. He went on to apologize to her again via Instagram. Um, so this has happened more than once.
So
I have
the
so many, I
emotional.
have so many things, so many questions. but
Just
I'll
the
reserve mine and let you all speak. I'm gonna sit while y'all go ahead.
I just need to ask a question.
You want
Do
me to
you know
call
who?
him?
Well, yeah, let's
Yeah,
call
Let me
him.
call
call
him.
the
Let me
pastor.
call.
We need to
Let me
call
call him on the
him
phone.
and
Somebody
see
saying
what's
God
going
trying to
on.
tell you something.
I bet he's picking
Um,
up the phone too.
so who did he emotionally cheat with, and how did the wife find out? Did she go through a phone? Did
Sister
he
Clarice, probably
confess?
Sister Clarice. She brought that
And one of
Yeah.
the it's one of the
bread
members.
and one
Yes,
of the
Well,
choir
yeah.
members.
it's one of the
It's
members.
always those people in the church, and I hate to sound like
Ooh,
that, but they're
my
just
heart.
But
oh
here's the
my
thing,
god.
though. Here's the thing. LaShawn, what you got to say? Because
No. You go ahead, Kiki. Because I'm up here,
so
I'm talking to the Lord right now. Jesus.
the Lord said, child.
Yeah.
There's
Um,
only
Lord,
there's
the
only
Lord said,
so
Lord.
many. Lord, you is not. There's only so many
When you,
times you
I
gonna
don't know
embarrass
what it
somebody.
is about a man of the cloth that is, I guess it's the power that is so attractive to women
Yeah, it
in
is.
the
It
church
is.
to be considered the first lady, a first lady, or um, maybe a deacon's wife or minister's wife, a pastor's wife, a bishop's wife. Because with that, if you get so much power and control. You get armor bearers. You get sit up front. You got your little glass of water with the napkin on top of it. Your own little
Mm-hmm.
personal mints and stuff. And it's something that women want. Um, and John Gray is not ugly. He's a little big, but he's not ugly. And he's funny. He's a charming guy. And so, I mean,
He a little
he big
big,
bone.
but
He a little
he a
big.
little thick.
Um, but
you know, midsection diabetes. Like that mid you were
On
watching
the
that
thick
midsection,
side.
that's
I'm not.
diabetes.
I'm not. I'm
But
not
no,
gonna.
go ahead. No, go ahead. Now I'm forgive me. Go ahead,
So
go
I
ahead.
mean, here's the thing though. So I'm sure the pocketbook's being thrown at him left and right,
Oh
left
yeah,
and right.
Oh yeah,
Pastor,
of
I done
course.
made you a nice little bread pudding.
of course.
I figured you and the missus.
Mm-hmm.
I know you be working
Mm-hmm.
late at night. Fred Hammond made a song about it. About I forget the name of it. Dang on it. But it's easy to fall into those things, and I am not.
Sure
I
is.
am not making an excuse because you are a grown married man and a married man of the cloth and you know better. But you will be tempted, and this is a
Of course.
Yeah,
testimony
Of
for
course.
somebody
absolutely.
else. This
I
is a
mean,
testimony
Yeah.
for somebody else.
this is the thing. That is a man. He is a
No matter who,
human
right?
man. I mean, there's
Yeah.
there's nothing different from him than any of us. It's just that he
Hmm.
had a calling. So sometimes when you have a calling, there's forces coming at you stronger. So in this
Hmm.
time, I mean, I'm not all about, shaming him or whatever. I was more praying for him because his temptation is a little greater than ours because we know if we get somebody looking at us, we like, yo, did you see him checking me out? Oh my goodness.
Right.
But could you
Mm-hmm.
imagine standing up in front of thousands of people and it's not one or two talking about he got a big midsection. It's 1,000 talking about, yo, look at
Mm-hmm.
him. You know what I mean? So
Mm-hmm.
Church, I be sitting next to you. I ain't never said that. But our pastor is different.
but you know what? And our pastor is a man too. It's
Yeah.
the great thing about God is that great people in the Bible all made mistakes.
Mistakes.
They all,
Yeah.
if
Mm-hmm.
you go on the line of Jesus, now I'm not going to get real biblical with you, but I'm going to just say this. If you go on the line of Jesus's line, they weren't all great people. I
Hmm.
mean, David, that God said he was a man after his own heart, but he
Right.
was messing around with a married woman. And then still when
Mm-hmm.
he killed her husband. And then when he got to, he did some pretty wild stuff. If you want to read it, get
Mm-hmm.
to the Bible. I think it's in Kings,
I
but any
mean,
Second Kings one.
everybody in
But
the
read.
Bible did.
But yeah, but
Yeah.
there's people that have done things that so when people are talking about pastors, I get it, I understand it, I know. But or talk about they should be talk about people we're supposed iron is supposed to sharpen iron. If that's something that
Hmm.
he did, then maybe he should take the stance of being stepped down until he get things together. And,
Exactly. Yeah. He
and
doesn't.
he's
Yeah.
just a human. He's just a human man. He's gonna nothing made him greater because he had the calling. it really did. I mean,
But perception is that because he had the calling and you are sitting, and I'm not saying that you're not right. You're absolutely right. The thing is when you are called to give the word, you're called to preach to broken people and you appear to be not broken. Now it's our
Mm-hmm.
fault as a congregation to look at you and say, okay, he's in the position because he's not broken. He has survived trials and tribulation. He's not broken, so he's of right authority to teach us. No, that
hmm
does not mean that you are free of sin. You still go through some things. I've seen pastors revive. I mean, I've seen pastors grow from gossip, from turmoil, from
I know pastors that
backlash.
used to
Oh
be
my
on
God, so
drugs who
many. So many. Here's the thing
Yeah.
though. This is what makes them most relatable. I
exactly.
would relate to them more than I would relate to anybody else. I like Pastor
Mm-hmm.
Joel Osteen. But can he really? He can.
Mm-hmm.
You ever
Yeah.
got a negative
What
bank
can I?
account,
What can
Joel
I? Yeah.
Osteen? You ever try to figure out how you gonna make this chip tan last the whole week
Yeah,
without
he
getting
he
without
definitely got the
getting
gifts. He
hungry
got
and
the gifts of
poor?
encouragement, boy. He definitely got that gift of
If
Yeah.
I'm looking for a pep
encouragement.
talk, Joel Osteen is there. He give me my
Yeah,
pep talk. I'll be like, okay, I'm ready to take on the day. All
Right.
right.
but
Right. He's ready to do it.
John Gray can tell somebody if God is putting him through something. So John Gray could say, look, bruh, let me tell you, these women gonna come out in these tight dresses. They gonna make you some banana pie pudding, and they gonna be
Mm-hmm.
rubbing your neck when your wife is taking care of the kids sitting at home, bruh. Don't do it. Say,
Mm-hmm.
Satan, get thee behind me.
hmm
He has a testimony, and God is possibly using him to help other
Right.
people. But because
Yeah.
here he is, and because he's such a high profile pastor, he's in the spotlight. That's another
yeah,
way that God is using him because somebody's thinking, dang,
yeah.
it's happening to him too. I wonder how. Now I'm gonna watch him closely to see how he gets through it.
How
But
he
my question is
exactly?
this: who is at fault? Is he at fault? Or the women at fault? Because this is not his first rodeo. He's done this before.
Yeah,
So who is at fault?
Yeah. I mean, he's the one married. They're not. So, and he's
We
the
don't know.
leader. The true, but he's the leader. He should, you know what I mean? There, you hate to put the blame on one person because it takes two, you know.
Right? It takes two to
But
make a thing go round, right?
it takes two. They know he was married, you know. They just don't care, you know. And it makes it seem like he obviously doesn't care either, you know. Like I get it, everyone makes mistakes. Nobody is perfect, and like you said, you know, people in the Bible has made mistakes and slept with other people, you know, people's wives, husbands, whatever, you
and
know, that sort.
if you look at Psalms, it says written by David. I mean, and you look at his whole lineage. All of the songs that we sing, what is a lot of the hymns that we sing are from
I'm
Psalms
about to
from
ask you, what the
David.
heck is a hymnal?
Oh, that's the
The
little
little
It's
book.
called hymnal. That's a real word.
yeah.
Ah.
Okay. All
Yeah,
right. Go
the
ahead.
hymnals,
Andrew, go
and then
ahead. I'm
and
gonna
then
let you finish.
what they sing are called hymns. So the book is
Okay.
a hymnal. Yeah. So,
Okay.
but if you look at some of our hymns, the words from them are from David. So I say this to
Mhm.
say, and for Pastor Gray, is that sometimes we do like people are watching us right now and how we do things and how we go through
Mhm.
things or whatever, and we're not even in that position, but we are in a leadership position because people watch us. So it doesn't make it any difference for him or for us, but people are watching how he comes out of it. They're watching how what comes out of our mouth saying stuff about him. So I'm not saying anything about him because I'm not going to mess with my weaker brethren or somebody that's looking at me right now. I think he needs prayer like we all do. I think the way he comes out of this would be a good lesson. And I'm not blaming anyone. He knew he was married and the women knew they were married. It's not
Yep.
up for me to judge them, but that was wrong and that was wrong. You deal with it. They got to deal with it the way they got to deal with it. That's the way I feel. I'm just gonna keep my prayer for him. I didn't even know this was going on because I stopped watching TV. I'm over that stuff. But yeah,
Uh-huh.
mm-mm,
I didn't
I
hear
ain't
I
even
that I didn't
know.
hear about. about it either, and I
But
didn't
he
really.
gives a good word though. I've seen some of his sermons on
He's
YouTube.
good.
He's very good.
I remember he came to Pittsburgh a long time ago, and I remember we went to Bishop Clay's house, and he was funny, and
Oh
I mean,
yeah.
just hanging out with him. He's I thought he was a nice human being. He's a good human being.
Yeah.
You know, and he made mistakes, and there are a lot of people,
So
including
many.
myself, that have been in relationships and some, you know, and I was cheated on, and it happens when you are someone, you know, everybody plays a role in a relationship. The woman plays a role and the man plays a role, whomever
Mhm.
you're in an intimate relationship or commitment with. You know, it really depends on the security that you have within your relationship. Are
Right.
you that strong? Are you weak? You know, women, we have to learn to we can't leave the door cracked.
Yeah.
We can't. It's not easy though, because we're just
Hmm.
handling so much stuff. But we can't leave the door cracked. And brothers, you can't look through the
Which
crack.
and what you mean we
Who
can't?
out
Ooh,
there?
ooh, ooh,
Who
ooh.
out there?
Mm.
Kiki,
Hey,
I
girl,
see.
you left the crack door open. Hey, who that is over
He's in
there
there.
with that big old
Yeah.
booty? You know. But we're gonna we're
Big
gonna
old
talk
booty.
about some folks because he's not the only person, and we hope that they can survive
Oh,
over this.
he's
And I worry about the wife, and I want to find out if they have any kids. I'm not sure. I
they do.
believe they do,
Uh-huh.
because not only does this affect him and his reputation, this falls on his wife, it falls on his children, it falls on their church congregation. This is
Yeah, it does.
his source of income.
Yeah, his business.
And
Yeah.
you know, when you do this way too many times, people be like,
I don't want to support it.
"I got
Yeah.
you, bro. I
Yeah.
So
got to cut you
But
loose. I can't."
you gotta
it's
cut it
so
off.
funny because those are the people that would leave the church, but those are also the people that if they didn't find this out about him, that would be asking him for advice to counsel them.
In the
Those are
same situation they
the
judging him
same,
on.
Same
they're in the
thing.
same situation. They'd be like, listen, Pastor, can you counsel me? But soon as they find out he did something like that, they're like,
You're like,
yo, I'm
"Oh,
out of here.
no.
Yeah.
Oh no."
But I think then
Hmm.
right then and there is whenever he needs more support. Like, like what do we
Mhm.
need to get you so that you can be who you're supposed to be? Like I think that's how we should rally around people, period. I mean, it's all about
Right.
really the forgiveness part of it. I mean, let's get this right. Let's get this
Well,
straight.
you know
Forgiveness.
what? I'm glad you brought that up because we're going to go to another break. We're actually going to have a short show today, but I actually want to stay on the subject because a lot of folks, and it's starting to get cold out, and Christmas is coming. You know, folks be acting up on the
Hmm.
holidays. They be like, you know, girl, this pandemic had me thinking we probably ain't going to work out. I'm going to need to get out the
Probably
house.
ain't gonna do it the
But,
way that I
but
thought.
we're going to talk about a couple people who've had some similar situations and they made it work. So we're going to take a quick break.
Okay.
It's the Hey Girl Hey podcast on Urban Media today. Hold on. That was a long 5 seconds. My
No,
It
my
God.
certainly
fingers look
was.
so stubby on here. Like,
It ain't
jeez.
good. You've been
Yeah,
hitting
Don't they
my
bricks.
look?
fingers.
I
You've
know.
been taking
You look
boxing
at that little
lessons. What have you
stubby
been?
finger. I don't know, but in person they don't look that big. But on here, but my nose look big. Then I'm like,
Okay. It's the Hey Girl Hey podcast on Urban Media today. Before she starts talking about her nose. So
I
we're talking
know.
about Pastor John Gray and his emotional
bless his
affairs.
heart.
And I feel God is using him. I say,
Mm.
thank God, trying to tell you something.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. I got to watch Color Purple this weekend.
Yes. Yeah. It was on there too.
Anyway,
Yeah.
so this, oh no,
Okay.
you was a little pissy on him. A little pissy. You
Ah,
was a little,
it is. Man, her face was tore up when
Yeah.
she walked. She was like, "Daddy, sinners have hearts too," or something. Is that what she said? Is that what Shook said to her dad, or something?
he was like this.
Yeah,
Oh
yeah. Like, Daddy, turn around with your big head self.
All
My
right,
God.
so we're talking about Pastor John Gray. Pastor John Gray and his indiscretions. His little left eye was just doing some things, just looking over at Sister
Mhm.
Kirkpatrick, at the church picnic, just looking at it a little too long. He had not had any physical affairs, but emotional affairs is what he's being accused of. And he's started therapy. Actually, he's going to counseling not just for his marriage, but also for himself. And this is not the first time. I believe just this year it's been called to the carpet at least 3 or 4 times that this man has
Mhm.
been in trouble. And, immediately when these things happen, you think about the wife. Like, why are you putting her, because we take the wife's side, why are you
Yeah.
putting her through this? Um, that's poor Miss Gray, Mrs. Gray, First
Hmm.
Lady Gray, and the children, they have to go through this. Um, and it's like, I know that in every situation there is a lesson to be learned and a testimony that is built throughout that journey. For her, though, I can't speak as far as what she's been called to do in her testament. I don't know, but how many times do you have to go through the
Yeah.
public
Hmm.
embarrassment? Because I would be like, come on, serious again? I look like a fool. But
Yeah.
does she look like a fool? Because if she stayed by her man, now are they now an example that even through these trying times, as long as you have God, you're gonna come out on top.
Hmm.
There's a question in there
Hmm.
somewhere. I don't know where it is.
Yeah, there's a question in there. It's a thought provoking.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, I don't want to say she looks like a fool because she knows her husband better than anybody. I mean, she
Right.
married him and she's been with him, so she knows it. And she knew his weaknesses. Some things come up like during the marriage, but some things were probably there before the marriage. And
Mm-hmm.
it's probably been going through this, or there's been things conversation they had that we will never know about. So I
Right.
don't know the extent of that and
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
what happened with them, but I don't know. I hate when people say, well, if it were me, well, it ain't. And we don't have you in your social media. I
Well,
think
Hmm.
it
everybody,
ain't.
it ain't. And stop putting
LNA.
everybody put everything on social media. Like my stuff, my thing is this. If you put everybody do this stuff on social media, put all this things on there, but if your actions haven't changed, what is this outward confession of something that your heart didn't even change on? So stop
Right.
doing
Yeah.
that because
What's
who
the
looks like a
point?
fool? He does.
Yeah, he does.
Mm-hmm.
They
Yeah,
look like a fool
that's
putting
true.
that out there. It's not me. He can put that all he wants to. You don't know what's going on. You're just seeing his part of it. He's putting all this stuff out there, but he hasn't changed. If you said there's been several indiscretions, then yeah, you haven't changed. You're just doing this outward stuff just for show, and you know
Hmm.
that. I mean, God don't bless. He tells you to
And
do things.
people,
If you're going to bless somebody, he doesn't want to know. I mean, he ain't never been all this social media stuff. So
right? Like, what's the point of all of that?
he need
Just
to stop, and people don't need to say anything about his wife. We don't know what's going on because she ain't did a social media. I hope she don't. I hope she don't. And I mean,
I
keep
feel
your
I
like
think she is.
people.
I
I feel
think she
like
is.
people feel like, social media is one of the biggest tools, outlets, of today. It's been bigger than what it gets bigger and bigger every day. I feel like a lot of people air out their personal business on social media,
too much.
to too much, way too much. We don't have to know certain things. You remember when social media was literally used for networking purposes? You know what I mean? Just like to connect with people, for jobs, school, like whatever the case may be. Social media now is used and it's a big marketing tool. And I wouldn't have said anything on social media. Maybe he said it, for people who are going through things like him, like you had mentioned earlier, Kiki. We could probably relate to him or, relate to his wife and what she's going through. Um, me personally, I don't want to be with a man who consistently cheats. And I honestly feel like emotional cheating is worse than physical cheating.
Yeah.
That's a lot worse.
But women do it too. Women do it
That
too. Women
that's
do it.
true. Yeah,
We
women,
we cheat emotionally. We do.
Yeah,
yeah,
because we're
that's
we're
worse.
more emotional than the physical
Hmm.
part of it
And that
for
one
We
us.
doesn't make
are.
it. And I understand absolutely. You're absolutely right, Jerry. It's easier to say. LaShawn said. People are like, "Oh, that wouldn't be me." And Jerry, you said I wouldn't stay with someone, but we do. We do
We do.
stay with that
We
person
do
because
stay.
they're so convincing, and I'll say, I'm sorry, I didn't mean
Hmm.
to hurt you, and I was mad, or that I was drunk, I was with my homeboys and I didn't know what to do. And, and things happen. And because you have a past, you have history with that person and you love that person, I'm thinking,
Yeah, you want to work it
you
out.
give
You
them
want to stick
another
it out.
shot. You give them another shot and says,
Yeah.
well, what type of person am I if I don't work it out, if I don't let it, especially if you're married.
Yeah,
Now,
especially if you're married. Yeah.
Yeah,
what
marriage
type
is
of
a
person
different
are
thing.
you when you leave and say, you know what, N word,
You
I'm out. This is what you're
Hmm.
not going to do. You've had people that have stayed. You've had people that have bounced in a relationship. Khloe Kardashian, I hate to use her as an example,
know.
but Tristan Thompson, I think he made
he
her look like a dummy. What, 3 times? But then she was
yeah.
that's fact.
And she
But she
still went
bounced.
back to him.
Bounced.
Yeah. She left, but she didn't leave for
Lamar
long.
Odom. She was with Lamar Odom, and I mean, she's with a lot of brothers. But he cheated on her, and
This
that was
nigga,
it.
a lot of
But I also
brothers.
think it was the crack too. I think it was the crack.
I
Ivanka
think it was
Trump,
more so the
Ivanka,
crack thing.
I think it
Yeah,
was
I
the
think it
crack.
was more
It may have
so the
been crack.
crack. Yeah,
Ivanka
that's
Trump,
worse than
she left.
cheating.
She left, but I think she left knowing this is what I'd be hoping for Melania. Girl, if you leave, you gonna be good.
Hmm.
I'm just saying
Yeah,
you gonna be on the
you'll
cover
be all
of
right.
Essence.
Yeah.
Hmm.
She's gonna be
Once
on the
you get,
cover of
once
Essence, child. If she leaves Trump, Essence gonna be like, you know what? Just put on the cover, child. Put on the
she
cover.
gonna be
She gonna become.
be best, be best.
Kendra Wilkerson, the
Yeah.
Playboy model, Hank Baskett, she left him
Oh
after
yeah,
he
yeah, yeah.
after he
He was
cheated.
messing with
So people
Charisse.
have left, but there are a lot of women that have stayed with their men. Camille
Yeah.
Cosby, Hillary
Oh
Clinton.
yeah.
Do you think because these are
Beyonce.
celebrities, it makes sense? Do they do
Yeah.
better if they left, or are they better off when they stay? Because there are people in
That
these
cheated.
relationships as well. Don't forget it's just these two.
Yeah.
There's someone that's
Yeah.
saying, okay, listen, let me tell you something. I'm gonna need y'all to keep it together for the next
Yeah, this
term.
looks good for
I'm gonna need y'all to
you
keep
and
it together.
your
Hmm.
This is gonna
brand.
look good for you and your
Yeah.
brand. Y'all just need to stay in two
That's all.
separate
That's
rooms.
really what it is. It's a
And
business thing. Y'all got, it's all about business.
Beyonce,
For example, Beyonce. I was about to say that Beyonce and Jay-Z. Yeah, of course, she got her own money. He got his own money. But together, they are great. You know what I
she
mean?
made a
Business
record.
wise.
She made
Yeah,
a
they
record
made.
and beat up a
She,
car.
yeah.
She
I mean,
profited
yeah.
off of that affair. She made
She
a
yeah,
record.
it's a, and her album, got nominated for so many Grammys. And one, I know she won a few Grammys for that album. But when they came together, they also, that album went up and also won a Grammy and stuff too.
Mhm.
So it's about
Mhm.
business. And look at Cardi B and Offset. You know what I mean? Every other
Well,
month
they
or
just,
whatever.
I hate to
I
use
know
them.
she.
I did use them as a, but
Yeah, now she wanted to divorce him a couple times, and now they're back together. But together it's a business. They
So
profit off of each
maybe
other. You know what I
people
mean?
should take their pain and make it into profit instead of just rolling out. Well,
Yeah, well, right.
I think,
this is something that's for celebrities. I can't
yeah.
see
Not for everyday
Keisha and
people.
Jim in
No,
East
Keisha and Jim
Liberty
Jim.
saying
Yeah,
we need to stick together because it's a good marketing tool.
yeah.
You know
Right.
what I'm saying? Because they
She's
got
like, yo, you ain't come up with your
You
part of
know.
the
look at these
mortgage.
kids.
Yeah,
Look at
Keisha be
you.
ready to
Look at you,
roll.
Jim.
You ain't
You
come up
Yeah,
daddy
with
with
your
these
portion like,
kids.
come
yeah.
on.
She be like, yo, Jim Jim, I went to the Giant Eagle and the card didn't work. What's up, Jim Jim? I'm out of here. I'm going to my mama's, Jim Jim. Yo, Keisha,
This
next
don't
week is
work for
gonna be
Keisha and
better.
Jim. This don't
It's
work
gonna
for
be
Jim
them. This
Jim.
better.
works for
You know,
for
we always got the
Hillary and
little
Bill.
nickname. Yeah, Hillary
Yeah.
Bill works because the big picture was she was going to
Right.
be the first female president, and that didn't work. And he was the first. He wasn't the first president to mess around with somebody in the White House. That's been happening forever. He just kind of like got his stuff caught. So they were like going to be first on everything. We're going to be first. So that was good for them. And then other people just like Camille Cosby. Come on now. Camille stayed more quiet than
She
anybody.
did.
You don't see,
She
and you
did.
know what? And you see how Bill look crazy and old as heck.
How are you?
Camille still look good. Camille said, "Yeah,
Mhm.
You see why I ain't leave him? Because sometimes in those relationships,
You see why
in
I
those
leave.
relations, I bet you she knew. Sometimes they
Camille,
got
Bill on the phone. Tell him I ain't home.
yep, they
I
got
ain't here.
understandings. They probably had an understanding between them two. And she said, just as long as you don't get me in no stuff, Bill, do what you do. Because
Mhm.
Bring them home.
I think Camille probably had her little. She looked so cute. I'm looking at her. She was walking whenever Bill was acting like I can't see, I can't see. Camille was like,
Mhm.
"Bring him over here. Come on, we let's bring him over here. Come on." She put on her nice little glasses. Come on, bring him, Bill. Come on, like she ain't never stopped her stride at all. He tried to do the whole blind thing. Oh, I can't go to jail. I'm going blind. Well, you know what? Just knock on the sides of the cells. Knock on the sides of the cells. Boo, 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 boo. Knock 14 bars. That's your cell. Blah, 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 blah. 14, you. You know what I mean? So I think there was an understanding between them. I really do. I really do. I think Camille had an understanding.
Kiki's face. Oh God, that was
She
so
ain't
funny.
never lose her stride. I like her. I'm sorry.
He said, "Bring him over here."
Just bring him over here. Come on. Come on.
Boy, ain't nothing wrong with
You know.
you.
Yeah, you know.
Do you remember, and God rest
Oh
his soul,
Jesus.
God rest his soul, and I'm so glad they worked it out. But remember Kobe Bryant, when Kobe Bryant was in that scandal and he licked
Yeah.
his lip like 50, 11 times?
Yeah. Mhm.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yo, I made
And
that promise.
she
And Vanessa was like,
Her face.
and
She
did
didn't
you
leave
see
him.
her ring? Her ring got bigger and bigger. As he talked, her ring said, wow, wow,
Mhm.
wow. It was like, oh, did you see her ring? Her ring is growing. She was like, uh-huh. Because first of all, some people were like, I'm out of here. I'm gone. I'm like, well, let's talk about this.
Mhm.
Keisha got
Well,
on
let's.
that button. Vanessa
let's
said, let
get
me
let's get
find
the
out what's going on.
logistics together first. You just ain't gonna kick me out on the street. You know
I mean,
what
you
I
got
mean?
Lala and Carmelo Anthony. I mean,
Yeah.
there's investments there. There's time, and you know what? It is cheaper to keep her. If you
I
know,
was
if
just
you
gonna say
divorce
that
her,
it's cheaper to
it's
keep
gonna
her.
cost you some
I'm
money.
not.
It's
Look
gonna
at
I'm
cost
not.
you some
Dr.
money.
Dre and his wife going through all that.
Oh my god! I
Mm,
read that. I read that.
that's a lot of
A
money.
boy from
Right.
Compton, and she's talking. I'm like, well, I don't know. I just think when it comes to that, get your stuff together. Like, just don't leave hastily. Like, make
Girl,
sure you're taking care of, because that's what
I
they're
hate to say
supposed
when
to
that
do.
gets done.
That's what they're supposed to do, take care of you. So make sure everything is together before you roll out. Like
Right.
Keisha and Jim, just make sure everything's together. Keisha,
Jim,
don't just,
Jim, that name.
I'm serious. Like Keisha and Jim. Keisha, don't roll out too quick. I mean, don't let him treat you any kind of way, Keisha, but make sure all this stuff is together. Like, make sure your name is on important documents, Keisha.
What?
Like the house, you know
The
what I mean?
Right.
car,
Like
maybe.
Ain't got no house.
pension, like the
The
bank
picture, this is right next to
account.
that Boy Street.
Keisha, just make sure. I mean, Jim did his stuff, but you let him go out there and do that. But make sure your stuff is straight. Just don't roll out like that, Keisha. I'm just saying.
How did, how did
Hey,
Camille look when Camille Fancy? What did
bring him over. Come on. Somebody bring Bill over here. Come on.
we gotta take a quick
Guys.
break? I gotta go to the bathroom.
Was
But
the
you know how,
funniest
but don't
stuff.
she look,
I'm
but Camille
sorry.
Cosby is like the cutest woman ever.
She is
And she
cute.
been through all that with, because you know how long he's been doing that stuff? And look at her, she coming out like, I told you he was gonna get caught. But you ain't see her name in none of that. And supposedly it happened in their house. Where was Camille? Camille said, I know I'm not in that. I'm going over to my
Mhm.
mother's house. I'm going over to the other brownstone. She ain't roll out
Mhm.
like, Keisha be like, I'm going to my mom's house. It'd be like, y'all got 3 bedrooms and you got 4 people in all of them. Camille said, I'm going to my mother's because he bought my mother a brownstone and she got like 16 floors. I'm staying with mama. That's the way you do it. Camille is the cutest one out of all the ones. Everybody else is like,
She's the MVP. Camille's the
she's the
MVP.
MVP.
Mhm.
She ain't never lost her look.
John Gray needs to call Camille.
Courtney's butt got
Camille?
bigger. No, not Courtney. What's her? Chloe? Chloe's butt got bigger and bigger. Each one left.
Mhm.
She got a bigger butt. Bigger. Like
Lipstick.
what?
Mhm.
That ain't making you no cuter, child. But I think
No.
sometimes, all jokes aside, I think some people get involved with people that are emotionally not there. And I
Right.
think that could be
Yeah.
one of her things. Like that's the kind of dude she picks. And I feel sorry for
Mhm.
her because I mean, there's a deeper issue to that. Like just kind of picking these dudes to keep messing around on you. You know, you sometimes you gotta explore and be by yourself first to see, what's going
Right.
on with me. It ain't always them, it's who I choose to let in my life. And she's just
Right.
picking those dudes. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Because crack pipes just don't happen. Sometimes they've been on them for a long time. You just
There,
ain't know.
there.
I was like, did she say crack pipes?
Crack
Yeah,
pipes
she
just don't
said crack
happen.
pipes. Nah, he been on crack.
So
You be like,
we're
he's been
actually
crack
gonna
for a
end the show
while.
right here. Seriously,
Oh,
we
Okay.
don't
crack
have any.
pipes just don't
Crack,
happen.
crack
We're
pipes
just
just
gonna
don't
end the show
Crack
happen.
pipes
on
just
that.
don't happen.
Crack pipes just don't happen. Crack pipes just
Mm-mm.
don't happen. Crack pipes just don't happen. Oh no,
Oh,
crack pipes just
oh,
don't happen. All right, so we're gonna end the
That's
show
so
here.
wrong. Ooh, ooh, Lord, come on in the room, Jesus.
We so appreciate you watching. Thank you so much for
Mm.
being on the show today. I'm your radio chick, Kiki Brown.
Mm.
Oh no, wait. We got to figure out how they can find us, how they can follow us, and all that good
Oh,
stuff.
yes,
Before you
I'm
go
yes,
first.
sorry.
yes, yes.
My
I don't
bad.
know.
So,
Crack crack
Hold
pipes,
on, I forgot.
crack pipes just don't
huh?
happen.
Crack pipes just don't
Yo, now I'm
happen.
just gonna start singing that randomly.
Wait a minute.
All
Instagram.
right. So, where
Go.
she go?
She even went and go ahead. You do your part. She's trying to find her notes.
So,
That's
to catch
okay.
up on the most recent episodes of the Hey Girl Hey podcast, we're on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, TuneIn, Live 365, SoundCloud, and Podbean, Anchor FM, Google Podcasts, and UrbanMediaToday.com.
That's right. Also on YouTube at the Hey Girl Hey Podcast 2020 or Pretty Kitty on your radio. This episode is live right now on YouTube. You can email us because LaShawn's still trying to find her notes at the Hey Girl Hey Podcast at gmail.com. Or you can call us if you have any comments or questions about the show, maybe some show ideas. If you want to be on the show, you can call 412-709-6130. Where we at on social media though? That's what I want to know. Crack pipes just don't happen. Crack pipes just
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. All right, sorry.
Come on, and is that Jerry?
Ma'am,
Ma'am, Jerry? Ain't we on social media?
social media. No,
Apple
you social media.
Podcast.
That's
Am
your
I social
part.
media? I
It's
thought you
social
did it.
media.
Well, when I
No,
went to
No.
the bathroom because I was laughing, I had to tinkle. Like, where we at?
we on this part.
You
We're
on my part?
Instagram.
yeah.
Oh my
Dang,
goodness.
girl.
Let me find my paper. I just went to the bathroom.
That's where
I
you
thought
Uh,
left to go.
no. Well, yeah.
You
Okay.
want me to
Well,
say it because it's right here.
it's no here. Okay. Let me see. Let me look this on. Let me look at my phone here. No. Okay. So on Instagram, we're at Hey Girl Hey Podcast on Instagram, and at the Hey Girl Podcast on Facebook, and at the Hey Girl
Can you do that
2000
again? Do that again. Do that again. Where are we at on Instagram?
on Instagram at Hey Girl Hey Podcast on Instagram at
Hey Girl Hey
the
Podcast 2018.
Hey no on Instagram we're at Hey Girl Hey Podcast and the Hey Girl Hey Podcast on Facebook and at Girl Hey 2018 on Twitter. And you can email us at the Hey Girl Hey Podcast at gmail.com. And if you have any topic ideas, anything like that, you can call us and leave a message at 412-709-6130. Thank you.
okay.
See, all I gotta do is just leave for a second, then I'm coming back and telling people I had to go to the bathroom. I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
It happens. I'm a woman certain
Oh,
age. That
oh
was quick
boy.
too. I
I
ain't
left
even
and it was
done.
on your TV.
I ain't even done. You know, it would have been real rude if I would have took my computer with me and been sitting on the toilet like, yo,
Oh my
you can
gosh.
get it. That would have been real crazy. I bet you somebody did that. You think we get a
Yeah.
lot of
There's footage of
followers
that.
from that?
Oh yeah.
Mm-mm.
People were
No.
like, I
No.
think that would ruin my whole
We're
reputation.
gonna go now. We're gonna go now.
My
I'm the
whole
radio chick, Kiki
reputation.
Brown. I'm your radio
Oh,
chick, Kiki Brown.
and I'm the chatter chick, LaShawn.
And
Come on, Jay.
I'm your millennial chick,
Millennial chick.
Jerry Simpson.
And people remember
AKA Keisha, Jim
Keisha
Jim,
and Jim
Jim
Jim.
Jim,
yeah,
aka
and Jim
Keisha
Jim
Jim Jim.
forever.
Yes. And keep
What
in
you know
mind,
about Keisha and
people,
Jim Jim?
crack pipes just don't happen.
I can't. Nope. Crack pipes just don't happen. All
Happen.
right, guys. Thank you so much for
All right.
watching. We appreciate you listening. It's the Hey Girl Hey podcast on Urban Media Today.
Juices.